Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fraser Field for Greater Boston League Baseball. Lynn English, trying to stay over 500. They're 3-2, taking on a very tough Malden team. They're young Malden. They start three freshmen, but they're 8-1. They won their first 8 games. They're coming off a loss against, I think he told me, Medford. So be a lot for English to handle here. This is a early morning, Wednesday morning, middle of the week, starting at 10 o'clock. This is no school week, so games are starting a lot earlier. English, tough assignment. They play today and they come right back tomorrow, but a little later. They get to sleep a little bit. They play 1 o'clock against Newburyport here tomorrow. And we're here before a jam-packed crowd of a baker's dozen, 13. And the only reason I know that, they were very easy to count. Nobody on the Malden side, all 13 fans of English. A nice day. Bright blue skies, not a cloud in the sky. Sun shining brightly. The field is in perfect shape. They did a great job keeping it. It's used so much. It's even used during the football season because if there's double headers, teams come over before the second game and loosen up and practice over here on the baseball outfield. So it's used quite a bit. Of course, the Navigators use it. And then we have Fisher College that uses it. And eventually there'll be a couple of Babe Ruth maybe tournament games or Legion games. So this place is used as Manning Field is, like 24/7 with all that's going on at Manning Field. I think there's a practice over there now, either track or lacrosse. They have, eventually they'll have, you have the young kids football. On the weekends they have a men's soccer program on Sunday. So it's used quite a bit. Used a little bit less here at Fraser Field now because there's only 4 high school teams. Kip was the 5th, and now they've combined with Tech, so there's only 4 high school teams. Missing down and away for a ball. Hit foul back out of play. Jariel Benson on the mound for the Bulldogs, pitching to Elian Pena. Hit to right field, coming over near the foul line. Can't get there. It gets by all the way down the bullpen area. That's going to be 3 bases. So a pretty good start for Lane Devante. Just snuck it inside the right field line. And in fairness to the right fielder, who was Josue Prandy, Josue in the first 4 games, the first 5 games that English has played, he's been the second baseman. So Malden right off the bat with a threat. Ryan McMahon, the center fielder, will be the hitter. In for a strike on the corner. Hit to left field. That's going to be a base hit inside the line. That's going to be extra bases. Malden is fully awake at 10 o'clock. McMahon follows the triple with a double. And the first 2 hitters of the game have given Malden a 1-0 lead. Nick Diema, and I hope I'm pronouncing these names correctly. and I apologize if I'm not. The coach is a friend. I've known him a long time, but he was scribbling the names down, trying to get it ready. And they're not easy to read. Nice stop by Pena. So Marley couldn't ask for a much better start, a triple and a double. They throw it away, but he was going back to second base, so he's not able to go anywhere. Good backup by Gil McGalva, the center fielder. They hesitated, and when the runner hesitated, they threw it, and it skipped past. In for a strike, and the umpire was a little late with the right arm. He's saying strike, I think, but he's a second or two after that, he puts the right hand up. And that came right into our lap. A week ago, they hit my scorecard with a foul pop-up. There's no top on the backstop, so it can come right in. Again, that throw hit the runner going back. Deflects away. That was almost right on line with our camera. That foul pop-up just missed coming in. Slices it foul. Little inside-out swing. Past first base foul. Foul tip held on to by Pena. Good pitch by Benzin. So the first out is a called strike. And the shortstop, Aiden Brett. Swing and a miss. Chase the high fastball. Nice stop by Pena on a pitch down the way. Keeps it in front of him. Keeps the runner at second base. So Malden found open territory inside the right field line, inside the left field line for extra bases and a run. Trying to throw, there's nobody covering second. He was just trying to keep the runner close. He's getting a good sized lead off second base. Solid shot to left field. That's over the left field. That's going to be another extra base hit. Scoring easily. Back-to-back doubles. Extra base city here for Malden. Brian Jose, or Jose Brian, I'll say it both ways, hope I get it right. He's the right fielder for Malden. The Tornadoes taking on the Bulldogs. And Malden teeing off here. Down and in for a ball. Swing and a miss. First base, Gilbert Galver makes the play unassisted for the second out. The runner moves over to third. Bosted, the catcher, will be the hitter. Line shot, past third base for a base hit. This was only going to be a single, but a big two-out hit by Stead. Jumped on that first pitch. Billy Gavin, the pitcher. And we'll have a pinch runner at first base. And they misput his name on the roster because there's no number 7. In for a strike. So a triple, 2 doubles and a single. And English is in a 3-0 hole. Hit high in the air, that's going to make it into that grassy knoll behind first base. And quickly it's 2 strikes. Gavin is the 7th hitter in the inning. Swing and a miss. His second strikeout of the inning, but Malden tees off. A triple, 2 doubles, and a single. The big 2-out hit by the catcher Stead, and all of a sudden, it's a 3-0 start with 4 base hits. And English, before they swing the bat, is in a 3-0 hole. And before Billy Gavin throws a pitch, he's got a 3-0 lead. He'll be pitching to the catcher, Bosted. But those weren't tappers. Those were solid shots by Malden. For English, it'll be Eward Beato, shortstop, leading off. Gilmer Galva will play center field and bat second. Batting third and playing first base, Gilbert Galva. Pitching and batting in the cleanup spot, Jariel Benson. The second baseman, Engel Thomas, will bat number 5. Playing center field and hitting 6th, Julian Rodriguez. The third baseman, Wilfredo Perez, will hit number 7. Catching and batting 8th, Elian Pena. And the DH, Eldrian Bonilla, hitting for the right fielder, Josue Brandy, will hit number 9. Gavin on the mound already staked to a 3-0 lead. A host of people over at Manning Field, I don't know if it's track practice or if they're getting ready for a 3-team track meet, but there's an awful lot of people running around. A lot more than one team. Beato, the shortstop, will lead it off. High for a ball. In for a strike. So it's a nice day. People still wearing jackets. There's no, little bit of a breeze. The flag is flowing on right center field. High for a ball. A little chilly here in the press box because we're surrounded by shade. But a lot better than the weather when we first started the season when it was down in the 30s. Hit back foul and out of play, and the count evens at 2. Hit in the left field for a base hit. Sliced it between third and short. English has a base runner. Busy week this week here at Fraser. We mentioned English will be back here tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. And then Friday and Saturday, the Spartan Classic will be here. They have the Spartan Classic in basketball. They started it this year in baseball. St. Mary's will be here. Hit high in the air to left field near the foul line. Left fielder, Otomoropoulos. Try to say that 5 times fast. Gilbert Galva, the first baseman, hits it high in the air. It's playable. Catcher looking for it. Had it. Couldn't hold on. So Galva gets a life. Tough play for the catcher chasing the ball. First baseman couldn't get there. He was coming to the ball. Would have been easier, but he couldn't get up the line that quick. Chased that pitch, was way up and in and swung right through it. Way up and in, goes to the backstop, and that'll move the runner down. That's a major league wild pitch. English would love to get this run home. Solid shot, but he got way out in front of it. That was way up and in. And he got way up out in front of it and pulled it foul. Hello. Yes. Yep. Thank you. He's been way out in front of those pitches that have been up and in. He's got 2 strikes. He has to protect the plate. Solid shot for a base hit. And that's going to score a run. Big hit by Galva. So English gets on the board. That wild pitch helps out. Gabriel Benson, the pitcher, can help himself. Hit to center field. Over near right center. Nice play by McMahon, the center fielder, going over, making the play. Benson hit it a ton, but it stayed up long enough for McMahon to track it down. And there's 2 away. Engel Thomas, the second baseman, is the hitter. Hit foul back out of play. Hit foul back again, up in the seats. The subs on the English bench have got extra duty. They have to chase the foul balls. And it's a long way when it's over to the right side and they're on the left side. Chased the high pitch and struck through it. Gavin gets his first strikeout, but English gets on the board on the big RBI by Gilbert Calver. They cut into that lead. So both teams get on the board. Malden gets 3, English gets 1, and that's where we are at the end of the first inning. 3-1 Malden over the Bulldogs. We'll start the second inning. It'll be 8-9-1 for Malden. Chris McDonald, the first baseman, will lead it off. I guess Chaviel Benson. Solid shot to left field. Just inside the foul line, down the bullpen area. And they start the second inning like they started the first inning with an extra base hit. Third double. And we only played an inning so far. 3 doubles and a triple for Malden. Kevin Automoropoulos, and I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correctly. He's the left fielder. Top of the order, Lane Devante on deck. Or Devante Lane. I'm not sure whether he put first names or last names. Bounce off the catcher. The wild pitch will move the runner to third. So Malden 90 feet away from getting their 3-run cushion back. In for a strike. So we're getting the hang of the umpire now. He says strike. And a second or two later, he puts the right hand up. Hit right back in my lap. Luckily, it wasn't. It hit up above and then bounced right back in our lap. They've been picking on us early in the season. Hit out in front. They hold the runner and they throw him out at first base. Nice play by Benson. That ball didn't come right directly back. Almost got our cameraman, almost got me, right between the two of us. But it hit the covering up above and then kind of bounced in. So it slowed it down a little bit. It wasn't a rifle shot like the one that got in before. Hit to right center field, long run. Brandy gets there and makes the catch. The run's going to score easily. So Devante, who got a triple, hit it a long way again. So that wild pitch, like the wild pitch that English got, moves the runner over and they score on the fly ball. Brian McMahon, the center fielder, doubled and scored in the first inning. So they've got 5 hits. 4 of them are for extra bases. Swing and a miss. Chase the pitcher was inside. In for a strike. Waved at that pitch for strike three. But the damage done with that double in the wild pitch. Benson gets his third strikeout. Malden's got their 3-run cushion back. The leadoff double, but the wild pitch was important to move the runner over and scored on the fly ball. 6, 7, and 8 for English as we start the bottom of the second inning. Julian Rodriguez, Wilfredo Perez, Elian Pena. I'm looking at the athletic director, Dick Newton, sitting by the English bench. English is losing a good one. He's retiring at the end of the season. He's been outstanding. He's been terrific for me. He was an outstanding pitcher through high school and college. Most people don't know he was a very good quarterback. The one year that the Thanksgiving football game, the winner would go to the Super Bowl. It hasn't happened since. It didn't happen before, but that one time, Dick Newton was the quarterback. He was directing a drive that looked like they might go down and score. He got hurt. They didn't score. And Glasgow wound up winning the game. I think it was 6-0. Glasgow went to the Super Bowl, but most people don't know he was a quarterback as well. I've been connected with Dick Newton for a very long time. Way back when I was coaching CYO basketball. He was 12 or 13, and I coached him in CYO basketball. And he turned out well anyway. So he's going to be missed. He's done a great job at Lynn English. And he's been a big help to me. And I'll certainly miss him. Julian Rodriguez. Julian Rodriguez. He's the left fielder. Hit in the air. Back, catcher going back. Not going to get there. It's up in the seats. And there are a couple of Malden fans that showed up late. So Malden's got 2 people on their side. Way up and in for a ball. Hit in the air. Shortstop backing up. Over his shoulder. Center fielder was right there to make the play, but the shortstop took it away, backing up over his shoulder with the one-handed catch. Aiden Brett with the play, and there's one away. Wilfredo Perez, the third baseman, does some pitching for English as well. Swing and a miss, chase that high pitch. Hit foul to the backstop, quickly 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Gavin gets his second strikeout. Elian Pena, the catcher, will be the hitter. High for the ball. I should also mention the sports world lost a great figure. Bob Burt. Burt and his entire family were huge fans and supporters of the local high school kids, sports in general. Outstanding gentleman who passed away, a great loss. He supported and was a great help to all young kids through all the sports. He'll be missed. Great family, the Burt family. Our thoughts and our prayers and our condolences go out to the family, and may he rest in peace. He was a good friend. That one bounced in. In for a strike. He just squared like he was going to bunt. He was just taking the pitch with the count 3-1. Now he can't be as fussy now with 3-2. Hits it foul. Off to the right side, up in the seats. Foul off the catcher. He stays alive. We'll do it again at 3-2. High for ball 4. Good at bat by Pena. Draws the first walk. Given up by either pitcher. Adrian Bonilla, DH, and we'll have a runner at first base. Herrera will run at first for Pena. And as we mentioned many times, the pitcher catcher, if they get on, you can run for them with no penalty to the pitcher catcher or runner. High for a ball. Top of the order. Eward Beato on deck. Tapped out in front of the plate. Gavin will make the easy play. Little underhand toss to McDonald at first. So English gets a base runner, but it's stranded at first base with the walk. We complete the second inning. Malden starting off big. 4 of their 5 hits have been extra bases, and they lead it 3-1 over English going into the third inning. First pitch fouled off by Nick Tiema. The third baseman was called on strikes as one trip. I thought he called that a strike, but then he said no, he said it was high. Reaches for that, hits it foul up in the seats. That went way over everything. Another major league wild pitch. It almost hit the backstop on the fly. A few more late sleepers coming into the game. Down and away for a ball. So he was ahead of Tiema. Now he's going to come in with a pitch. And it's ball 4. First walk given up by Benson. Starts the third inning. Aiden Brett, Brett Aiden, I'll say it both ways, the shortstop, doubled in a run and scored a run in that first inning. He's got one of the 4 extra base hits. Three doubles and a triple. High for a ball. They faked the throw over. Diving back is Diemo. Hit in the air. Benson, the pitcher, will make the play himself. And they have to hustle back because everybody was there. Shortstop, third baseman, second baseman, first baseman, pitcher. There was nobody covering second base. The runner, when he realized that, just as he was starting to go, they all hustled back. Jose Brayan bounced out to Gilbert Galvo, the first baseman, unassisted. He's the right fielder for the Tornadoes of Malden. Benson and Gilbert Galvo playing catch over at first base. Chopped at it, hit it foul down the third baseline. Evens the count at 1. High for a ball. Fishing for a ball. Now it's Pena playing catch with Gilbert Galvo at first base. The 3-1 pitch. Missing inside. Second walk in the inning. Puts runners at first and second for Malden with 1 out. Posted, the catcher, got an RBI single, a big 2-out RBI single in the first inning. And we have a confab at the mound. Again, an army of people over at Manning Field. It's not, I think it's just practice. It might be a couple of teams practicing. And I'm pretty sure it's track. And the umpires are going to come out, break it up. So we get back to baseball with 2-1 and 1 out here in the third inning. In this Greater Boston League battle. Down on the way for a ball. Again, trying to keep the runner close. Nobody really covering second, so it was just a fake. Pitching outside is on the verge of walking the bases loaded. In for a strike, as you would expect. Instead, taking all the way. Hit foul. But Benson trying to come all the way back. He was down 3-0. Now it's 3-2. Hit foul back and out of play. Again, the payoff pitch up and coming. Now we fix again. Trying to keep the runner close. It misses low. So he's walked the bases loaded. Galvin, the pitcher, can help himself. He struck out swinging. There's one trip. So 3 on, 1 out. High for a ball. In for a strike. Hit in the air. That's an automatic out with the infield fly. Shortstop. Piano calls everybody off and makes the play. That's a big out. 2 away now with the bases loaded. Chris McDonald, the first baseman, led off the second inning with the third double of the game for Malden. He went to third, the wild pitch, and scored on a fly ball. Down the way for a ball. So he's 1 for 1 with a run scored. Started to pull the trigger, it was up and in, it's 2-0. Missing again. Pace is going to come all the way back or he's going to walk in a run. Missing inside on 4 pitches. McDonald draws a walk and gets an RBI. Can't be any easier than that. 4 walks in the inning. Javon Omalopoulos. Missing low for a ball. He bounced to the pitcher as one trip. In for a strike. Strikes have been hard to come by in this inning. Hit foul up in the seats. And it's 1-2. Hit up the middle for a base hit. They're going to hold the runner at third as Galva gets the ball back quickly, but the number 9 hitter gets a big 2-out hit. Top of the order, Devontae Lane tripled in leading off the ball game and scored. Hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI in the second inning. Tucks out of the way of that one. So he's 1 for 1 with a run scored and an RBI. And Malden has added 2 more in this inning. On the corner for a strike. And we're going to get warm-up action, I think, for English. Hit foul back and out of play. Down the way for a ball. Benson lost his hat on the pitch. Popped over the second baseman's head. What a play. Angle Thomas. That saved 2 runs. Went back. That looked like a base hit over his head. He went back and at the last minute reached up as far as he could and picked it. That's an outstanding play by the second baseman, Angle Thomas. Takes a base hit away from Lane and takes a couple of more runs away from Malden. They bat 8 in the inning, 4 walks. They got 1 base hit. They put 2 more on the board. So 4 walks hurt, and almost hurt even more if Thomas doesn't make that great play. So it's now 6-1, Malden over the Bulldogs. We mentioned English comes right back here tomorrow, taking on Newburyport. Top of the order for the Bulldogs. Eward Beato led off the first inning with a base hit and scored the run that English has. Has one of their 2 hits. Pops it straight up. The pitcher makes the one-handed catch, Gavin. So 1 pitch, 1 out in the 3rd inning. Gilman Galva flied out to the left field. There was 1 trip. Missing low for a ball. In for a strike. Low for a ball. Gilbert Galva is the center fielder. On deck is Gilbert Galva, the first baseman. Down and away for a ball. Hit to right center field. Long run coming on. Making the nice play. To right fielder, Jose Brayan. Galva hit it well. The right fielder tracked it down. So 2 up, 2 down. Gilbert Galva got a base hit his first time up, knocked in the 1 run. Hit deep to left field. It bounces in front of the left field. I think he lost it. In with a double is Galva. Hit that a long way. It looked like Automopolis was going to make the play, but then I think he lost it in the sun. He looked up and didn't see it, and it bounced in front of him. So Galva gets his second hit, first extra base hit for the Bulldogs, and Galva went head first in the second, and he's hurt. He got hurt earlier in the season, and didn't really lose any time. He came out of the game and didn't finish that game, but was back the next game. And now the trainer was out looking at him. So he gets up, he's okay, he's going to stay in the game. And I just noticed that as that was happening, somebody off the bench came out and gave the left fielder, Automopolis, some sunglasses. Because no question, he just lost that. He was right there to make the catch. And just lost it, and it bounced in front of him. Jariel Benson hit it solidly, but tracking it down, McMahon in right center field made a nice running catch. In for a strike. Down and in, nice stop by the catcher said that was ticketed for the backstop. Swing and a miss. And we got Deuces Wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And we have double barrel warm-up action for the English. That's going to be a base hit in the left center field, a big 2-out hit. Benson helps himself, so 2-out lightning for the Bulldogs. Galva scores. He's now knocked in a run, scored already. He's accounted for both runs for the Bulldogs. So Benson gets a big 2-out hit after Galva got a big 2-out double. Engel Thomas, who made that outstanding play at second base. Otherwise, Malden might still be batting in the 3rd inning. He struck out his 1 trip. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Chased that pitch. It was way over his head. Gavin gets his 3rd strikeout. He's got 1 in each inning. Second time he's ended the inning with a swinging strikeout. But English gets a little 2-out lightning with a double by Gilbert Galva and a single by the pitcher Benson. they get their second run, but they still have a mountain to climb. We finished 3 in this Greater Boston League action. 6-2 Malden over the Bulldogs. 2, 3, and 4 for Malden as we start the 4th inning. Ryan McMahon doubled in a run and scored a run in the first inning. Struck out swinging in the second. Solid shot, jumped on the first pitch and drills it into left field. He's got his second hit. And for the 4th inning in a row, Malden has the leadoff hitter on base. Nick Damon, the third baseman, calling on strikes, walked and scored. One of 4 walks Benson gave up in that 3rd inning that really hurt. A little close play at first base that time. He was almost ready to take another step on the lead and had to hustle back. McMahon almost got picked off. Hit up the middle into center field for a base hit. Malden back at it. Just out of the reach of Beato. And we got to visit out to the mound as Malden puts the first 2 on with base hits. These hits are only singles. First inning, they got 2 doubles and a triple, and they got another double in the second inning. And we're going to get a change. Might be Gilmer Galva coming into pitch. We'll wait and see how it turns out. So Gilmer Galva will be the new pitcher. Benson, the pitcher, goes to second base. Second baseman Thomas goes to center field. The batting order will stay the same. Aiden Brett, the shortstop, doubled in a run and scored a run in the first. Popped up to the pitcher his last time up. He'll be the first hitter that Gilmer Galva faces. Breaks down and away for a ball. Broke late, but over the plate. He was backing away from that one. I think it was way up and in. And it's 1-1. Down and away for a ball. Missing again for a ball. Swing and a miss. The count goes full. The payoff pitch up and coming. Chop to the pitcher, Galva. Nice play, gets the runner at third, the important one. Good job. So it's still first and second, but there's one out. For Brian Jose, the right fielder, he's bounced to first unassisted. walked and scored. Now he hits it in the air. Angle Thomas makes the catch. They don't tag up. It's probably a good thing they didn't. So Galva comes in, gets 2 quick outs. Post said the catch was perfect. He singled, knocking and running the first, walked in the third. So he's 1 for 1 with an RBI. Down and away for a ball. The rules, baseball always crack me up. If you're on the mound and you fake to throw to first base, it's a balk. But you can fake it to second, you can fake it to third. Down and away for a ball. High and tight, 3-0. The pitcher, Billy Gavin, on deck. In for a strike, as you would expect, taken all the way. And he'll still be fussy here with this pitch. Swing and a miss. Count goes full, so the base runners will be off and running. Swing and a miss. Galva comes in and gets the job done after 2 base hits. He strands him there, getting an assist and a strikeout. He's involved in 2 of the outs. So Benson goes 3 innings. Gives up 8 base hits, 6 runs. They were all earned. Struck out 3 and walked 4. Gavin will start his 4th inning of work. We're halfway through the ball game with Malden. We mentioned they're trying to get back on the winning track. They won their first 8 and then got beat by Medford for their first loss. So they're 8-1. English has only played 5. Six, 7, and 8 for English in the bottom of the 4th inning. They need a rally. They're down 6-2, giving up 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. Looked like Malden was going to strike again, getting 2 base hits with nobody out. Gil McGall will come in and got 3 quick outs, kept the runners on base, and keeps it a 6-2 game. Julian Rodriguez popped to the shortstop his 1 trip. Left fielder trying to get something going for the Bulldogs. Missing low for a ball. Missing wide again. Gavin's given up the 2 runs. He struck out 3, walked the batter. Giving up 4 base hits, the 2 runs are earned. In for a strike. 2-1 the count. Held up, didn't swing, but it was in anyway. And it evens the count at 2. Swing and a miss. So he keeps the beat going. He's got at least one. He's got one strikeout in every inning. Wilfredo Perez struck out swinging his one trip. On the corner for a strike. Swing and a miss. That was in on the hands. He swung right through it. Quickly, it's 0-2. Solid shot in the left field for a base hit. He didn't miss that one. Elian Pena, the catcher, walked his one trip. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Quickly 0-2. He went that way with Perez, and Perez hit the next pitch in the left field for a base hit. Broke late, just missed. Pena backed away, and it stayed inside. And it's 1-2. Malden coach wanted that pitch. That was on the inside corner for strike 3. So the first inning, he's got 2 strikeouts. He's got 5 in 4 innings. Adrian Bonilla, the DH, hitting for the right field the whole way. Brandy bounced to the pitcher as one trip. Down and in for a ball. Missing again, 2-0. So we went 0-2 in the first 2 hitters this inning. The last 2 hitters this inning. Now he goes 2-0. Swing and a miss. Top of the order, Eward Beato on deck. High for a ball. And the count goes 3-1. In for a strike, 3-2. The runner will be off and running with the pitch. Payoff pitch up and coming. Hit to the third baseman. Very nice play. It kind of handcuffed him. It bounced right up quickly. Guillermo made a nice play, good strong throw. He throws Bonilla out. So the 1-out single doesn't hurt. English leaves a base runner. We played 4 in this Greater Boston League battle. Malden leading English 6-2. Gil McGalvo will start an inning for the first time. He came relief did a nice job after Malden got 2 hits with nobody out. Galva come on and got the next three hitters, stranded the runners. 7, 8, and 9 for Malden. Billy Gavin, the pitcher, has struck out and popped to the shortstop. High for a ball. Swing and a miss. Chop to shot. Nice job. Yeah, no wasted effort. He made that look easy. Wasn't hit that hard. Beato got to it quickly. Made the good throw over to Gilbert Galvin at first base. So Gavin the pitcher has gone to the shortstop the last two times. One a pop up, now a ground ball. One up, one down in the fifth. Chris McDonald, first baseman, takes the pitch for a strike. He's perfect. He doubled and scored in the second. Walked with the bases loaded, getting an RBI. So he's 1 for 1, scoring 1, knocking in 1. Just get the top of the bat on that one. He was backing away. And at the last second, chopped at it. And just tipped it to the Malden bench area. High for a ball. Hit to left center field. It's going to be a base hit. Thomas does a nice job of getting there and cutting it off and holding it to a single. So McDonald's on base for the third time. He's hit the trifecta. A double, a single, and a walk. Devin Automopoulos. And again, I hope I'm pronouncing it somewhat close. He bounced to the pitcher last time up. That throw over to first base. The runner was standing on first base. Automopoulos singled his last time up and knocked in a run. Backed away from that one. The last second swung and didn't come close. Way out in front. The runner takes off. The ball's hit foul. He got a great jump. First time we've seen anybody try to steal second base. It was Malden. In the first two innings, everything was an extra base hit. Didn't have to steal second base. The 0-2 pitch. Hit right by off the third baseman's glove. Solid shot. Perez did a good job of knocking it down. That might have been extra bases if it goes by. Autoropoulos has got his second hit. Malden's got two more base runners. And at the top of the order, Devontae Lane tripled and scored in the first inning. Hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI in the second. Got robbed of a base hit by Thomas, who made a great play with the bases loaded, 2 outs. A pop-up looked like it was going over the second baseman's head into right center field for a base hit and 2 runs. Thomas went over his shoulder and speared it. The one-handed grab for the third out. So except for the top, great play by Thomas, Lane would be perfect. Chop. Fair ball. And they throw it away. It just stayed fair, and he threw it way over the first baseman's head. They had no play at third because he had to come in to get the ball. The only play they had was at first. So second and third with one out. Rod McMahon doubled in a run and scored, struck out swinging, and singled. So he's 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Malden at it again. In for a strike. They get 3 in the first, 1 in the second, 2 in the third. They get shut out after getting 2 leadoff hits in the fourth, but now they come back in the fifth. Wide for a ball. English brings the infield in. Way up and in for a ball. The count evens at 2. High for a ball. So he was ahead of him. Now he's going to come in with a pitch. Over his head, he lost him. So Malden has the bases loaded again. English will drop back into double play mode. Nick Damon, the third baseman, struck out, walked and scored, singled. Swing and a miss. Galvin had a smooth time coming in, getting 3 straight outs in relief after a big out starting the inning. That one bounces off the catcher, the run's going to score. So the wild pitch brings in the second run of the inning. So after getting out, 2 base hits, an error, a walk, a wild pitch. That's going to bounce for a base hit. Second hit for him, he gets an RBI. They hold the runner at third. Still only 1 out. Aiden Brett doubled in a run and scored in the first. Popped to the pitcher. Reached on the fielder's choice. Bounced it to the pitcher. They're going to force it third. They fake the bunt. The runner takes off and steals second base. That's the first stolen base of the game. So Malden's put 3 more on the board. Hit out of play, foul. Malden putting a lot of distance between them and the Bulldogs. High for a ball. High again for a ball. In for a strike. Another big pitch coming up for both teams, and we're going to get warm-up action for English. Foul tip. Nice job by Pena holding on. Second strikeout for Gilmer Galva. 2 away. Jose Brayan bounced to first, walked and scored, flies to center field, takes the first pitch up and away for a ball. Foul to the backstop. The 1-1 pitch. Down and in. Nice stop by Pena. Keeps everybody in place on the bases. Pena has gone out to warm up. Hit in the air to left field, drifting back and making the play is Julian Rodriguez. That was hit a long way. But Malden puts 3 more on the board. Three base hits, a walk, and a big error. Puts 3 more on the board for Malden. Gilmer Galva got his second strikeout, walked his first batter. We'll go into the bottom of the 5th. Second 3-run inning for Malden. They started the game with 3. It's now 9-2. Malden over the Bulldogs. Going into the bottom half of the 5th, and will be the top of the order for the Bulldogs. It would be Otto, Gilbert Galva, to face Billy Gavin, who's got a huge 7-run advantage now as he starts his 5th inning of work. Piano singled and scored in the first inning. Popped up to the pitcher his last time up. Down and away for a ball. In for a strike. That one breaks down and away. 2-1 for the Bulldog shortstop. Chases that pitch was down the way and fouls it off, and the count evens at 2. Hit a long way to left center field. Long run for the center fielder, and the left fielder catch right. The center field was standing there waiting to make the catch. The left fielder, Kevin Osamopoulos, cut right in front of him, made the one-handed catch. They almost collided. So there's one out in the fifth. Gilbert Galva takes the pitch for a strike. He's flied to left and flied to right. Popped in the air. Shortstop can't find it. It bounces in. He lost it. Galva winds up with a double. He lost it right away. He was drifting towards second base, and the ball was right at the shortstop. And Galvin gets a double. That's the second time English got a double when Malden lost it in the sun. One was in left field. This one was the shortstop. Hit to center field, coming on. Center fielder makes the play. Gilbert Galva jumped on the first pitch. He was perfect. He singled in a run, doubled and scored a run. That's the first time they got him. So two of the hits have been helped out by the sun for the Bulldogs. Swing and a miss. Gabriel Benson hit it well, but lined out to the center fielder, and right center fielder made a nice play. Last time up, he went to left center field, getting a base hit, knocking in a run with a hit. He goes down the left field line, slices foul. Swing and a miss for strike three. So he's got at least one strikeout in every inning. He got two in the fourth. He's got 6 strikeouts. We finished 5. And Malden with a comfortable 9-2 lead over the Bulldogs. 6, 7, and 8 for Malden as we start the 6th inning. Post had the catcher, singled it around the first, walked. Last time up, he struck out swinging. Swing and a miss. That was against Gilmer Galva for the first time. The other 2 at bats were against Benson. Down away for a ball. Hit in the air. Shortstop covering his eyes, but he lets Thomas, the center fielder, take it. Beato almost looked like he was losing it in the sun. Thomas comes on and makes the play. So 1 out in the 6th. Billy Gavin, the pitcher, is struck out, pops a shot, grounded a shot. Up and away for a ball. Little dribblers, they're going to have to hurry. Nice play by both Galvas. Gilmer got off the mound quickly, made the throw. It looked like it was going to go over the head of Gilbert Galva. He not only reached up and got it, but he stayed on the bag. So it's a nice play by the Galva family. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th. Chris McDonald was perfect. He doubled and scored, walked for an RBI, singled and scored. So he's 2 for 2. Scoring 2 and knocking in a run. He's a third of the offense for Malden. Catches the corner for a strike. Way wide for a ball. Thought about it. They checked with the base umpire. He didn't. I think the base umpire said no. He didn't make any motion towards home plate like they normally do. It was inside. He backed off. And that's ball 4. Six walks given up by English pitching. 4 of those came in the same inning. Devin Automopoulos grounded a pitcher, singled in a run, singled and scored. He made that play out in left field where he cut right in front of the center fielder and picked it off. Down and in for a ball. The runner takes off, got a great pitch to run on. Down and away. Pena made a good throw, but pitch was way down and away. And you wonder why you stealing, leading 9-2 in the 6th inning. I guess it's because you can. Waved at that pitch. Chased that off-speed curveball. He was walking away like it was strike 3, but it wasn't. Deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Chop foul. Off to the left side. Chase that curveball again. So the walk doesn't hurt. Kamigawa gets his 3rd strikeout. We're moving to the bottom of half of the 6th. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for the Bulldogs. English shuts Malden down for only the 2nd time in the first 6 innings. Still a large number still over it. Manning Field with what we think a frack. Might have been a track meet because I noticed the bus in the parking lot leaving. So there might have been a tri-meet over there. And people now hanging around, continue to practice. So Gavin will start his sixth inning of work. He's been tough. He gave up a run in the first inning, gave up a run in the third inning. He's gathered 6 hits, struck out 6, has walked only 1. The walk didn't hurt. It came with 2 outs in the second inning. He's also made a couple of plays, catching a pop-up and throwing a runner out. Engel Thomas has struck out swinging twice. In for a strike. Swung at the pitch. Again, they put down the base umpire. The base umpire didn't even move, didn't raise a hand, didn't move, he was like a statue. So I don't know whether he told him yes, he swung. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Didn't miss by much. Waves at the pitch for strike 3. Third time he's got Thomas. 7 strikeouts for Gavin. Julian Rodriguez popped the shot, struck out swinging. In for a strike. That one bounced in. Hit to third. Good strong throw by a third baseman, Diema. 2 up, 2 down in the 6th for the Bulldogs. Wilfredo Perez struck out swinging. Last time up, he singled. He's got one of the 6 hits that English has. In for a strike. Gavin has been tough. He's got at least 1 strikeout in every inning. He doubled up in the 4th and got 2. Chop to third again. Nice pick at first by the first baseman, McDonald. So back-to-back throwouts by the third baseman, Diema. First 1-2-3 inning of the game by anybody. And it goes against the Bulldogs. They're down to their last 3 outs. And they trail Malden 9-2 going into the 7th inning. Adrian Bonilla will be the new pitcher. He was the DH hitting for the right fielder. Thomas will go to right field from center field. Gilmer Galvo will go back to center field. Gilmer Galvo went 3 innings. Gave up 3 runs. 2 of them were earned. He gave up 3 base hits. He walked 2, struck out 2. And Bonilla will be the third pitcher for the Bulldogs. Top of the order for Malden. Devontae Lane tripled and scored. Hit a sacrifice fly for an RBI. Popped out to second, reached on an error and scored. So he scored 2 and knocked in a run. Hits it to third. Perez just got him at first base. Lane thought he beat it. Little almost like a lob throw over. They got him by a half a step. One up, one down. Ryan McMahon's almost perfect. He doubled in a run and scored. Struck out swinging. Singled and walked. So he's been on base 3 times. He's knocked in a run and scored a run. Takes that way up and in. He's the center fielder for the Tornadoes. To right field. Nice job by Thomas. Just the second nice play he's made. He made that great play when he was the second baseman. Taking a hit and a couple of runs away from Malden. Now he makes a very nice running catch. As he's now the right field. He's played second, played center, now he's out in right. 2 quick outs for Malden. Dick Damon, the third baseman. They got him the first time. Called out on strikes, but he walked and scored, singled, and singled in a run. So he's 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Eight of the 9 hitters for Malden have base hits, or at least 1 hit. Over the head of Gamer. That one way outside. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly because I can't really read the coach's writing. I got Nick correctly. In for a strike. Ball 4, the ball goes to the backstop. Seven walks given up by Bulldog pitching. We mentioned 4 of them punched in the 3rd inning to help Malden get 2 runs. They got 2 hits in the inning, but 4 walks helped. Two of the walks scored, and one of them forced in a run. Down and away for a ball. Aiden Brett doubled in a run and scored, popped to the pitcher, reached center fielder's choice, struck out swinging. That went high over everything to the backstop for the wild pitch. So Brett is one of these hitters that batted against all 3 pitchers. Penzin, Gil McGalver, and now Bonilla. Hit to the backstop. And we get Deuces Wild, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the 7th inning. Swing and a miss. So he gets the strikeout. But here goes 1 inning. No runs, no hits, a walk and a strikeout. English down to their last 3 outs. So Gavin, 3 outs away from getting a big win on the mound and getting Malden back on the winning track. We mentioned they won their first 8. They lost their last game to Medford. So they're looking to get back on the winning side. And a win today would put them this early in the season. They played a lot of games. It would put them 1 game away from qualifying for the state tournament. And we mentioned they got a very young team. He didn't tell me which were the 3, but they've got 3 freshmen starting. And we're going to get a pinch hitter. Furlong will hit for Pena. He'll lead off the 7th inning. High for a ball. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 called. He keeps his record intact. He's got at least 1 strikeout in every inning. We mentioned he doubled up in the 4th and got 2, but every inning he's got 1. In for a strike. Bonilla, who is now the pitcher, he was the DH, has bounced to the pitcher and bounced to third. Wide for a ball. In for a strike, right down the middle. 1-2 the count. Top of the order. He would be out with the shortstop on deck. Down the way for a ball. Instead had to go get that one way to his right. Backhanded. Way up and in. And the count evens at 2. Swing and a miss. Second time he's got 2 strikeouts. And English is down to their last out. Vieto, the shortstop, is singled and scored. Pop to the pitcher, fly to left. Takes it down and in for a ball. In for a strike. He hasn't been behind many. He's only walked 1 batter, and that came with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. And now he hits a batter. That brings Gilmagall up. Fly to left, fly to right. Hit a long fly to left. Left fielder was right there, ready to make the play, and he lost it in the center that bounced in front of him. hit in the air that's going to make it up in the seats. One of the two Malden fans are here will chase down the ball. Way up for a ball. They're not bothering to hold the runner at first on. The first baseman's back with 2 outs and a 7-run lead. He can walk to second base. He looked like he was going, then he stopped, and now he's going to go on the wild pitch. Thought about it, held up. The pitch was up and in for ball 3. 3-1 on Gilmer Galva with Gilbert Galva on deck. And he draws a walk. And that brings the trip out to the mound. So 2 quick strikeouts in the 7th inning, and then all of a sudden a hit batsman and a walk extends the inning, but English needs a whole bunch. So first and second, 2 outs. Gilbert Galva singled in a run, doubled and scored. Flied out to center field. High and tight. Gavin having trouble getting the last out. Hit foul to the backstop. The 2-1 pitch. Missed outside for ball 3. Solid shot to left field. Off the glove, he banged into the fence. 2 runs are going to score. Galva gets his second double. He hit that a ton. And they're going to have to check on Otteropoulos. The English trainer running out. He went back, tried to make the play, banged into the fence. Second extra base hit by Gilbert Galva. Knocks on Beato, and he also knocks in Gilmer Galva. And the trainer's going out to check on Otteropoulos. Otteropoulos banged into the fence, almost made a great play, got his glove on it. He hit into the fence and bounced off. He's up, getting around. The trainer's coming back. Hopefully he's going to be okay. He's up. He's coming out. And I don't know who's replacing him because they don't have him. They do have a number 7. I don't know if it's Cronin. I'm sorry, I can't read the writing. He wrote a little bit of a scribble putting the last names of the players down. So he made a great effort. Galva almost hit it out. He hit it right at the fence inside the foul pole. And Automopoulos got there, got a glove on it, banged it in the fence and couldn't hold on. English scored 2. Sherelle Benson is lined out to the center fielder. Singled in a run, struck out swinging his last time. Third out is coming hard. Hit in the air. Shortstop. Almost came to the second base side. The right field side of second base and made the play, and they finally get the third out. And Malden will go to 9-1 and get back on the winning track. English will drop to 500. They go to 3-3. Malden got 3 in the first inning. Lane got a triple. McMahon got a double. Brett got a double. Stead got a single. It was 3-0. They kept adding it. They got a run in the second on a double by McDonald, a wild pitch, a sacrifice fly by Lane. They got 3 more in the fourth inning. 4 walks given up. 1 brought in a run. An RBI single by Automopoulos. Brought in the second run. It was 6. They got 3 more in the fifth. Back-to-back singles by McDonald and Automopoulos. An error. A wild pitch. And then a base hit by Diemo. And that made it 9 for Malden. English got a run in the first, a single by Beato, a wild pitch, a hit by Gilbert Galva got English on the board. They got another run in the third. After 2 outs, a double by Gilbert Galva and a single by, at that time, the pitcher, Carriel Benson, made it 9-2. They got 2 more in the 7th inning. After two big strikeouts, Pietro got hit by a pitch. Gilbert Galva walked. Gilbert Galva doubled, almost hit it over the fence. A great play by the left fielder. Automopoulos almost made a great play. As it went off his glove, he banged into the fence. Galva had a second double, knocked in the 2 runs, but then the inning finally ends with a pop-up to the shortstop. And Malden gets back on the winning track. They go to 9-1. After they had won 8 in a row, they lost their last game. Now they get back on the winning track, going 9-1. English will drop to 3-3. For English, Piatto got a single, got hit by a pitch, scored 2. Gilbert Galva got a double, a walk, scored a run. Gilbert Galva had a big day at the plate, a single, 2 doubles, knocked in 3 and scored a run. Jerry Benson had an RBI single. Perez had a base hit. Pena drew a walk. And English finally got 2 more on the board. They only had 2 going into the 7th. A hit pass for the walk helped extend the inning. The big double by Galva, but it wasn't enough. Too big a lead to overcome as Malden wins it, going away 9-4 over the Bulldogs here at Frazier Field. We hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.